Okay, here we go. Clearing phase 13. Not quite the final, but it sort of is. At least on clearing trees. For the house build. So, this is the view we're trying to go for again. Up goes drone. There we go. What do you think of that? Yeah, I know I gotta clear some more trees down there. Okay, we left it off here with this huge tree we took down. It's got to be cleaned up this time. A lot of branches need to be thrown in the chip shred pile. And then a lot of wood needs to be picked up. And there's still some logs over to the right down there that need to be cleared off. And then there's all kinds of dead rotting stuff down in there that need to be put somewhere, thrown out, whatever. So here we go. So we have our two piles of saw logs, some dead stuff that's been dead for a while, and then over a little further here, there they start, are some logs from a couple trees we taken down a couple weeks ago, and then our big massive oak tree that we just took down last weekend. First we gotta get up there, and we gotta get past this guy. He was in the road going up. Here's that split. Remember the log split coming down. So in there, got a lot of the chip stuff ready to go out. Now we're picking up, or I'm picking up, all the limb wood. This is the smaller limb wood that doesn't need to be split, so it's just going to go into the mule. Into the mule, into the mule, into the mule. That's a lot of it. And more into the mule. So we got a big pile sitting in the mule. Like I said, this is a bit, it's already been kind of split by falling down, and it does need to be resplit. That all is too small. So we're just going to dump it here beside the wood piles, so we'll stack it up later. I like that dump bed. Okay, so we got a few logs in the back. We're gonna hook them up to cable and move them out. So on the way out, I'm gonna stop. I think this phase has a lot more real-time, well, maybe not, maybe real-time action. So why we stopped was there's more wood to be picked up. Now all this stuff needs to be split at least once, maybe twice. So I'll put all these rounds in the back of the mule since I'm heading that way anyhow. And then we'll put in low and put on the differential lock and four-wheel drive, and we'll head out on out and move this log down the road here. Well, down the trail. Not a really road back here. And then I took a break the next morning and I went out and picked blackberries. Yes, I'm all alone up there basically. But the wife wanted blackberry jam. So I'm out picking blackberries for her. Then I actually go home and make blackberry jam for her. So she just gets the blackberry jam. She didn't have to actually pick blackberries. Though the previous weekend she did actually pick the raspberries with me and I made raspberry jam too. So there is wild raspberries out here and wild blackberries. As you can tell by all the red ones out there, that there's still a lot of blackberries to be had once they ripen up. So I'm going to go down the road here a little bit and see if there's any more blackberries. Not going to drive the mule 10 feet and I'll go, oh, more blackberries. 10 feet, oh, more blackberries. I usually trek down the road for a little bit, check to see if there's any blackberries alongside. And then I'll walk back to the mule and drive down further and park it when I find some blackberries. But I didn't find any blackberries out here. I found a water bottle. So we got gates on this thing. Who's putting a water bottle out there? Don't know. Pick it up anyhow. Okay, gotta get the tractor out of the shed. We're going to use the tractor to pick up some of these logs and some of the trash lumber, not lumber, but trash wood out there. So it's always fun to try to get it out of the shed and not hit anything, because we got to tuck it in there nice and tight. Now right now I have the grapple on it and the bucket is in the grapple, so I gotta dump the bucket off and then I can use the grapple. And this is all of some of this, well, not all of it, but some of the trash wood that I want to get rid of, so I can use the grapple to pick it up and move it off. Go back and get some more. Bit more. Try to get a big grapple full, but sometimes it's not easy. So I fill up the grapple bucket by hand. Put some more in there. Yeah, I'll try to get rid of this stuff somewhere. So I kind of go down the road and dump it alongside the road. Don't worry, that's my property beside the road there. I'm not dumping it on somebody else's property, I'm just dumping it off the side of the road onto my own property again. So, no, that's not fog, that's actually clouds. So I got the mule out here, I picked up some more wood that goes to the wood pile. And of course I'm going to try to pull out a tree or a limb from that big tree. That's what that's sitting there on the right. Is that big tree all limbed up. Everything taken off to the brush pile, ready to be chipped and shredded. And the cable's on the wrong side of that stump. Okay, let's try it this time. Got wood in there, gives me a better traction. Put in 4-wheel drive, differential lock, and give it a tug. Then it goes for a little while. And that's about it. So I'm just going to unhook it, redo the line, make it a little bit shorter. And the idea was to bring in the tractor after this and try to yank it out with the tractor. But this happened. A little rain, and yeah, that was close. That was the end of it for the night. So the next morning, bring out the tractor. Also noted here, I took some of the, what they call spoils, from the well drilling, which is sitting on the other side of that limb that I'm going to try to pull out there. I took out bucketfuls of spoils there. It's almost like sand because it's all ground up. But some of it actually contains what they use mortar to go around the pipe that they put down in there, and it gets a little slimy when it's wet. So try to lift it up and see if it's caught on something. This little tractor just can't lift it up, can't pull it, and then we'll stick it in 4-wheel drive. Try to put the differential lock in, and nope, not budging it. Try to get the differential locked back in again, and not budging it. So, plan C. Chainsaw. Let's lighten the load up. I can only go so far without hitting something, so let's turn it over a little bit. Try to get it sawed through. Try to turn it over a little bit, get that last little bit sawed through. I think I got it. No, don't actually have it. They were just a little bit more holding. Now I got it. And let's get those limbs off that were underneath it. That's probably what was catching on things. And off we go. Now, I don't have the grapple on, so I'm going to use this chain and chain it to the bucket. I should have just went and got the grapple and did the grapple. But no, I gotta chain it and use the chain on the bucket. And then I'm gonna put it over here, and that's to go be sawn up for firewood. Grapple now, got smarter. And that right there is the spoils from the well drilling. They had a big pile of it there. There's actually 3 different piles. That's the biggest pile. And so far, I have found 3 beer bottles in that pile. So somebody was up there drinking beer while they were drilling my well. That's the limb that broke off all the way down that big log. If you didn't see that, go back to the previous one and you can watch it split. It's just amazing. Okay, let's go get that chain off of there. Now I can use the grapple to get a hold of this thing. It kind of takes me a little while to get the right hold on it, but I get a hold of this puppy. You think it'd be easy, but it's not. It's long. It's light on the one side. It's longer on the one side. It's curvy. It wants to roll a little bit if you don't got a good hold on it. Okay. First person driving. Yeah, I'm driving one-handed holding the camera. Gotta get it over the chip and tread. Make sure I don't mess up all of those branches over there. And don't hit the truck. Yeah, I hit the branches. Oh, see, it moved. That's not hit that rock over there. Okay, this is going in the pile for firewood. So you can see over there to the right, there's actually 4 logs over there. 2 of them are end to end. So it looks like 3, but there's 4. Okay. Up into here and grab another branch. Now, these are big branches. There's that spoils again. It kind of looks like sand, but not really. Grapple. So we can get out of here. Still driving one-handed. Camera in the other hand. It's not the most level place there is. Try to keep it as low as possible so we don't tip over. And you probably guessed it, this is going on the firewood pile. Just don't hit the truck. So I got a lot of sawing to do to get this made into firewood. Besides, there's a lot of splitting to do over there. Okay, here we go. The dead tree that was left up. So this should be pretty much the last tree in the area where the house is going. Look at it lean over as it pounds those wedges in. It's not leaning over far enough to fall. So do a little plunge cut in through here, and once it comes through the other side, it breaks it, and oh, there it's gonna go. And the chips fly, and oh, did you see that one? Piece went over to the other side down there and landed on a branch, and there it is. These dead ones, you don't know where the pieces are gonna fly because they're brittle and they just fly everywhere. Here we go again, different angle. Boom! And watch that fly over there and hit the branch. You can back it up and redo it a couple more times if you want. Here's the aerial view with the drone, and yes, you can see it, just that piece of wood just fly off of there. There it goes, and bang. If you look closer, there's one on the left side too. So here we go with the after shot. Trees down, basically all the clearing's done for the house. Doesn't mean we're done cutting trees down. I'm going to cut some of these more on the bottom part there. But the majority of it is down for the house, so we just need to get more of this stuff cleared out. Rocks and dead, rotting logs and limbs. That's not any good for firewood. Chip and shred this whole big pile. And whatever rocks we can get out of there. There's some that we're not going to be able to move. And there's a few good pieces of wood in there that we didn't actually get moved out. There's one right there in front. That is probably firewood. But a lot of that back in there is not firewood. And thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to keep track of us. So here's a little time lapse of the valley below with the clouds, the shadows of the clouds going by. Just enjoy. You gonna rattle again for me?